Okay, so we're going to talk about another one of my favorites, and that's the florist. Some of you may not know, but I'm a third-generation florist. That's the very first thing that I did. That's the first business I owned, actually, was a flower shop. I love flowers. Flowers are one of the things that bring all the vibrance and life to a wedding. If you think about it, everything else is kind of stagnant, but once you put flowers in there, it just brings everything to life. Flowers can be a really important part of the wedding. Also, people think that flowers can be really expensive, and actually, really honestly, they can be expensive. Of course they can be. But flowers is one of the greatest places to be able to control your budget. And you could have one flower that's 50 cents and looks so much like another flower that could be $5. And so with that little bit of information, you can see that you can alter your budget with flowers and really get it under control and still be able to have beautiful flowers, as long as you pick the right florist. So we're going to go over some questions to ask the florist, but one thing that we really want to make sure that we get a sense of is that whoever the florist is that we're talking to is really willing to work with you. And so when we talk about wanting to work with you, we don't mean willing to negotiate pricing. We mean that florist is educated enough to try to help us to be able to get what we want and still be able to get it in our budget. So let's go over some of the questions that we're going to talk to our florists about. So, of course, you have the basic questions at the beginning that we ask everybody. And then we want to get down to, are there any additional fees that I need to be aware of? So some florists can tell you that they can rent you candles, they can rent you vases, and we want to know what their delivery and setup charge is. Do they have a pickup fee? Do you have to deliver the items? Do you have to pick up the items? And of course you want to know what's the refund policy, how many weddings do they do. We also want to know what their current bridal style is and how do they see that current bridal style being able to be used in their wedding. So a common answer that we had, to be honest with you, is we didn't have a style. I don't have a specific style. My style is your style. I can do whatever you want me to do, and I don't try to impose my style or my design preferences on you and your wedding. So that could be an answer. The other one could be that they have a vintage style, they have a trendy style, they have a clean, modern, sleek style, whatever it is. But whatever their answer it is you need to see if that will apply to what it is that you're looking for your wedding. Okay, so what are some of the new and exciting flower varieties, and are they available in the colors that you selected for your wedding? They are coming out with new flower varieties all the time. Beautiful, vibrant flowers. And what's so neat is I have seen them come so far from when I started out as a florist. And there's so many great options right now. And one of the other great things is there's such an abundance of flowers that the prices come way down and they're so much more affordable than they used to be. I think you're going to be really excited when you get out there and you start seeing all the things that are available to you. So you can also ask them what flowers are available to be used to fill your order based on your budget and color preferences. So you can feel free to share your budget with them and say, I'm thinking about X amount of bridesmaids or X amount of guests, and let them start telling you what some flowers are that are available that would be a great budgetary option for you. Do you have any pictures of flower arrangements from other weddings that you've done? And you can ask them if they have pictures that they have available from weddings at the certain venues that you're looking at. That will tell you, you know, how creative they are and how great their flowers might look at your venue. Will there be a sufficient amount of staff available on your wedding day to have everything delivered on time? So you have to keep in mind that if, let's say, you're getting married outside in the middle of summer and the sun is shining down, those centerpieces cannot go on the table until just really literally minutes before your guests arrive. You don't want them sitting out there for hours, and then by the time the guests arrive, they're going to be wilted. So you want to make sure that they have enough event staff that's going to be able to deliver those and set those up in time. How will the flowers be delivered and set up? And take into consideration the weather constraints for your wedding. Do you preserve bouquets after the wedding? Is there an additional charge for delivery, setup, and servicing my wedding? And how are those charges determined? So some people just have a flat rate, and some it's a percentage, so you want to know so that we can put that in your budget. Do you offer rental items such as vases, or do we need to rent them from another company? Do you offer cleanup and setup services? And are there any extra fees that you need to be aware of? So write your comments on there and put that on your sheet.